Today I fucked up by telling my wife that I am woke. I think that I may have FD up. My wife blamed something on the woke and I told her that I felt myself as woke because I accept the LGBTQI demographic, and that I accept anyone regardless of race, creed, religion, or sexuality. Needless to say, we had an argument, first in a good half-dozen years or so. I love her with all myself, but feel that she's becoming more, I don't know exactly, but it feels like she's become more racist, homophobic and unaccepting in the last few years. I reckon that it all started with the Johnny Depp v Amber Heard trial. And now she's watching YouTube videos of tarot card readers predicting the Sussexes' future. It was cool and all when she watched ghost videos, but now she can't even really accept that one of her BFFs from years ago was gay. Just another person to help her get through her life at the time. I'm scarred that because I feel that I'm woke to the world around me and acceptant of those that aren't accepted, that I fucked up our relationship. It hurts. TLDR, my wife blamed wokeness on the world's problems and I told her that I feel that I'm part of those that are woke. Edit. Thank you all for the kind words, and some of the not so kind words. For those that say time to start anew, no, I won't. Like I said, I love my wife severely, and after 24 years starting over is not an option. I'll definitely be looking at having a chat with her regarding some of the stuff she's been fed via YT, as she has been going down a rabbit hole as of late. Thankfully she hasn't fallen onto a flat earth or stopped believing that Australia's real, kinda hard on that last one as we live in Australia. I haven't been able to read all the comments, but I am slowly going through them and up or down voting depending on the advice. Again, thank you all for your concern and advice. Some people just turn sharp corners like that. Unrelated to this, but what I have seen quite often lately is that some people overuse the word woke without even knowing what it means. My brother went down a bit of a Trumpy rabbit hole for a while. Eventually he realized that focusing on that stuff was making him unhappy. He started spending more time hiking, watching fun movies, trying new recipes, playing basketball, hanging out with the dog, etc. He doesn't pay attention to the news or the culture war anymore. Don't focus on the disagreement. Focus on what you both enjoy, whatever that may be. Maybe you have grown apart a bit and it's time to start growing in the same direction again. Tarot cards. New Age witchcraft women aren't woke anymore? You're not alone. You're not the problem. A lot of people have had similar experiences that you can see over in a QAnon casualties. Social media ruins you. You're exposed to violent and sexual information you would have never thought of before. Mob mentality is running rampant and people are becoming addicted to chaos. Selfishness and rage is a personality now. Being accepting and inviting of LGBTQIA, different races, religions etc., is not being woke. That's called being a good person with morals and lack of prejudice towards others who just want to live their life. Serious question, does she spend a lot of time on Facebook? She evolved away from you, not towards you. You have the better evolution path. She is going to spend her life angry. You are not her enemy, and she has suddenly decided not to know that. This sucks, I'm sorry bro. You didn't fuck up OP. It seems to me that you outgrew your partner. Best line of the week: it was okay when she was watching ghost videos. Laughed my cock off at that. Take a look at a QAnon casualties. Might be relevant to you. The answer to what is woke will change depending on who you ask, but anyone who thinks it's a bad thing is pretty clearly on the wrong side of history. I'd highly recommend sitting down with your wife and having a heart-to-heart about what you love about each other, and what is concerning you about her attitude toward marginalized folks. It may be that you're growing apart. This can be corrected, but it's not something to be compromised on. Is your relationship more important than her hate will be the question that needs to be addressed. Good luck. Hey. A lot of people are talking about just throwing the relationship away. If you're comfortable with that, kudos to you. But if you've had many years with this person and want to try and make the relationship work, I'd suggest some counseling. My parents are turning into mega people. Not to quite the extent that some people are, but it does make me uncomfortable too. And of course, to know that I love them despite disagreements and disappointments. It's trying by both parties though. All I can say is good luck, and try to talk to her rationally and calmly. Buy her a mega hat to smooth things over. Wow, I know someone who left their SO last year for making that abrupt turn. He got really belligerent and abusive over it, would scream school her, call names, insult, etc. until she just had enough. He became reason and fact-free, believing every conspiracy theory you can name. I hope it doesn't turn out that way for OP grimacing face. Being accepting of people doesn't make you woke. Being accepting of everyone like that and open-minded is not being woke, it is being normal. Nowadays the only ones who uses the word woke unironically is the closed-minded right-wingers who wants to paint being accepting and open-minded as not normal but something different by placing a specific label on it. It all started when the orange turd came down the escalator. Advice: get her off Facebook ASAP. YouTube and Facebook have algorithms designed to slowly transition people to a far-right platform. It gets engagement from the user so it's pushed through. You didn't fuck up. Being tolerant of people is never a fuck up. Sounds like you and your wife have grown in different directions, but that's not a path I would follow her on personally. She's racist and 10 years older than you. Cut your losses, man, while you're still young, because she's not going to learn, no way. You should not think you fucked up. How good will the relationship be with her if she doesn't want to validate the identity of someone else? Ask her what she will do if in the future your kids identify as someone they want and not what she wants. Will she break her kids' hearts? Been kind of dealing with the same thing. She's not as extreme as being appalled by gay people, but she's become less tolerable of the trans crowd and think they're creating problems with everyone. I asked her when was the last time you met a trans person or anyone that corrected you on pronouns. No answer. Social media creates shitty folk. Wow. I'm a Gen X Canadian who grew up on US media. Reading these comments is friggin' insane. The term woke is an old-school counterculture term popularized in the 60s. Woke means to be educated in street politics, to be anti-establishment. The modern definition that you guys use is completely revised by your establishment who took over true counterculture in the early 90s. All this culture warfare going on is a distraction from the fact that your establishment has been screwing you guys for the last few decades. That I fucked up our relationship. It hurts. I don't doubt it hurts, but this isn't something you fix by avoiding it, walking on eggshells. If the trend continues, what happens? I saw my folks grow increasingly hateful and snide, condescending to the point it's almost satire. With an all-you-can-eat buffet of fear and hate, I'm not much of an optimist about reversing this kind of trend. My folks were always this way, they were just less vocal aggressive about it. Did your wife really change, or is this just who she always was? Trump and Cannon gave this country brain disease. You say she's become more racist, transphobic. Which makes it sound like she was already a racist transphobe to begin with, but was doing a better job of keeping her shitty beliefs to herself. I'm sorry, friend, I know it hurts, but you're on the right side of things. I hope she sees that one day. Have you actually listened to her ideas and concerns without prejudice? Not saying you have to agree with her, but I find many people who go down conspiracy theory rabbit holes really just don't feel heard and grasp at any reason to justify it. And if you just keep asking why and listening, eventually, she'll start to question her assumptions. May take months or years, but your marriage is worth it. Bro, you're 48, Have an adult conversation. Ask her what woke means. You're not the one who food. You didn't TIFU by telling your wife you are woke. She abandoned decency and humanity when she became homophobic, transphobic, racist, etc. Your definition of woke and your wife's definition are not the same, I promise you. Start by defining